Am I wrong to think that your career really launched in the studio as a recording?
Pretty much.
Not so much as a performer or as like you played in bands, but
Right.
your thing was like you became a studio guy that everybody called. And tell me about how did that happen? You had to come to LA.
Right, had to come to LA, which I was kind of making the torpedo runs from, because in San Diego now I was playing at the Hilton Cargo Bar, 5 nights a week,
Right.
For $300.
But during the day, you could drive to LA and do sessions.
I drive to LA, do sessions for Barry White.
Right.
Who heard the band that I was in called Power, which had my brother and all my best friends in. And we were like a local band, 3 horns, playing all the Kool and the Gang and Earth, Wind and Fire,
Right.
all this stuff. So we played and backed up Barry White one time when he came to San Diego, and he hired the entire band on the spot.
Wow.
I'm 16 years old, and next thing you know, he's hiring us, and we're playing the Apollo Theater, Madison Square Garden.
Oh, wow.
Kennedy
And making
Center.
records with him.
And this was prior to making records with him. So he was
You're now his touring band.
now his touring band.
Wow.
The young kid, tuxedo, playing arena sold out, and he had huge hits.
Yeah. Great music, too.
Great music.
He was
And,
a great writer.
unbelievable writer.
Super underrated writer.
And
Just love theme.
Love Theme Alone,
Gosh.
which was actually a Gene Page arrangement for a vocal song. And a lot of people,
Dun, dun, dun.
right, David T. Walker.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right, and the strings like,
So classic. Sport. It was Wild World of Sports, right?
Wide World of Sports, ABC. I think, of course, in the publishing world, that did
Huge.
pretty
Way
well.
to go, Barry White.
No, Barry, and he and I wrote a couple songs with him, and we became very good friends, And
How did I was going to ask you about your songwriting career later, but how did that happen? Do you remember how do you end up writing a song with Barry White?
just kind of going and taking a demo to him and saying, "What do you think of this?"
Oh, okay.
The School of Ray Parker, where if you're on a session, take a song over there.
Yeah. Okay. So that's I'm glad I asked that question.
Yeah,
That's a really important lesson.
It's a good question,
Well, it's like you got to make shit happen. You can't just sit back and hope that somebody asks you to write a song with them.
Right.
That's why I asked, because I thought, was it maybe you're at a rehearsal and you're just jamming on something and he's like, what is that? Like that happens
That
sometimes.
happens too.
But this makes more sense to me because you were proactive, because you were like, I want to get a song.
Exactly.
So you came up with something that you thought was in his wheelhouse,
Right.
recorded it in a way that you could just say, here, what do you think? And then he was like, oh, I'll jump on this.
Exactly.
That's what we did back then.
Yeah, and he was the kind of artist that, he had to be on the song, right?
Yes.
So, so
Yeah, it was like me and Kenny Rogers.
Exactly.
We joked about it until he died. He would be like, I didn't write any of that, but I get half the money.
As a matter of fact, the first song I wrote called With All My Love, which was a local artist in San Diego named Bruce Cameron, trumpet player, that was my entry into ASCAP,
Right.
And so guess what? He took all my publishing. Of
course
it wasn't 50-50. And I said, okay, I either have all my publishing, no song on the record, or
100% of nothing is?
it's 100%.
That's what we did.
So
we both made those compromises.
first song, so okay, you get the publishing, and which 30 years later I got it back anyway.
Yeah.
But that got me into ASCAP. Wrote it was the title cut of the song, and now I can take this album around. Oh, I wrote this, It's on the radio. When you hear your song on the radio, it's like an amazing thing.
It's the greatest.
But so, that's Barry White. I say I went to Barry White University because I sit there 5 days a week and watch him create a hit, from scratch. He gives the bass part, okay, Nate, I want you to play bow, bow, bow. Okay, do that for 8 hours. Ed Green's on drums.
Yeah.
Then it goes there next to Lee Ritenour, Ray Parker Jr., Wawa, and gives each one of those guys a part.
So was it through Barry White that you met all those guys initially?
And sort of, pretty much. And and then Gene Page was the arranger.
Yeah, who was just a genius.
Genius. And then Gene started calling me, and he called me for a Hertz rent-a-car jingle. And of course, we love jingles, right?
Yep.
And on that commercial there's Lee Ritenour, Ray Parker Jr., James Gatson on drums.
See, people don't know that back in the 70s and 80s, a lot of the music that you're hearing on the radio is played by the same musicians who are playing the commercials that you're hearing in between the songs.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. It was an industry all unto itself.
Yeah. And first of all, if you got to be successful in that industry, I mean, they made more money than people selling hit records.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was amazing. You know?